All right. Hello. We got some news here today. As you can see, we got well, if you're not aware what the suit is, this is Gundam G-First. I can't recall the name of the series. I think you'll say it below. Well, that's in Japanese, but Last Sun, that's what it's called. I keep wanting to say like First Sun, but yeah, and we also got 30 units are going to be adjusted. We don't know if they're going to be nerfs or buffs, but we'll be taking a look at that. Hello, Toxic Virillion. Damn, there we go. Welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and get this started. First of all, greetings, pilots. This is Nakagawa. If that, I think that's how you say that. Nakagawa from Develop Team. Develop Team, yes. Again here for the newsletter of the month. Time flies, isn't it? 2025 is coming in 1.5 months. It feels like my hair is getting a bit whiter than yesterday. While looking back to last year November announcements, our situation battle was just implemented right there. We had over 25 situations in the last 12 months. For me, the most unforgettable one is Fight in Jaburo, which I believe that one's just based on the Jaburo battle from the first show. I was riding the Red Zagok slide by the gym and hit with the lower melee attacks of the downswing. I mean, that was the real Char sitting right in front of my own PC and watching it all happen. I was giggling like a child at that time. Bro's fanboying out. He's geeking out right now. Uh, this is cough. In the future, we will keep putting situation scenes inspired from from original story. Hope you'll enjoy them and recall the memories when playing situation battle. Now let's get to the new MS introduction, which yeah, you can see here. New MS Gundam G-First. If you guys aren't aware, as I already said, this is from the Last Sun. Also, hi Bane. This is also where the Cannon Gan is from. I'm sure some people are aware of that suit 650. And yeah, just a full out design look here. I'm fine with it. It's not my favorite, but I can see somebody really liking the suit. And surprisingly, it's not going to be a 4 star. It will be. Actually, wait, no, I don't think they mentioned what kind of star it will be. I'm going to assume probably 4, just based on how they present. I mean, it could be a 3. But yeah, new MS costs 650 general unit Gundam G-First can sortie to both ground and space, which is from Mobile Suit Gundam UC 0096 Last Sun, and is now in GBO2. Cannon Gan was implemented for a while, and we knew some of you have been waiting for this MS for quite a bit. As you know, using Wing Shield with the skill Active Guard can quickly take your MS into guard position. So I think this is a new skill they're doing, which you'll see in the video down below. We'll play in a bit. Now we have a. Oh no, they're just mentioning just active guard in general. Okay, my bad. Sorry, it had some other skill that's related to active guard that we'll get to in a second. But this skill will cancel the. Oh, and now we have another new feather to reinforce his mechanism. The new skill Interrupt Guard for this new unit. This skill will cancel the rigidity by performing a guard action after a melee attack. So you can guard those tackles, which is aimed for the counterattack, give you more advantage in close quarter battles. So basically, you can do a melee attack, and then instead of having like interrupt tackle, where you can just tackle after you do your melee, you can do a guard or a active guard, right? So you can just block somebody trying to melee you. I'm not sure that's the best implementation of active guard, depending on the way they use the active guard, because I'm pretty sure active guard level 3 is the fastest you can get out of using active guard. And the problem I see is that somebody's going to melee you after you do the active guard, and then you're going to be stuck in place because that's what it does. Is you're going to get melee, and then you're just going to sit there and the person's gonna keep mailing you, especially at a cost like 650. So I'm not sure how good the skill is gonna be. Oh, accidentally just went forward or backward. I'm not sure how good the skill is actually, in my opinion. We'll have to see. Now, honestly, probably interrupt tackle would have been nice, but um, I'll have to see how people can use it. I'm afraid of those follow ups where you're gonna get you can get just stuck in place when somebody's mailing you, right? So yeah, unit features. It is a general unit with cost of 650, a general purpose MS developed by Anaheim Electronics based on design data from the new Gundam mass production model. Propulsion devices on both shoulders and the sides of the legs are reinforced, and the forearms is also functioning as the sub thrusters. These design indicate an improvement in acceleration and mobility as needed for aerial combat. Oh, so we might get some aerial stuff related with this. Cool. The cockpit's core block ejection pod is located partially outside of the unit, which may cause concern, but it's bulletproof and heat-resistant properties are more remarkable than they may seem at a glance, allowing the core block to re-enter the atmosphere on its own. Can be deployed on both ground and in space. So I'm not sure why they're mentioning the core block here specifically for the unit feature. Maybe they didn't really have anything else to say about the suit in general. Maybe this is a new skill. Who knows? You know, I know that's something people have asked for. I think I made a suggestion too, is that suits that have the ability to have a core block make like a part or a skill where they have the ability to get out like in like some kind of jet form or something, you know? That way they can still kind of maybe provide some damage and stuff to go somewhere else, you know? Something like that. But anyway, let's take a look at the video. 30 seconds long. New arrival. There we are, the Gundam G-First. Yeah, got the beam rifle, rapid fire, missiles. One is to stun. Stand still to fire. Okay. Downswing looks like a good downswing too. And yeah, there's the interrupt guard. So he's using against the Phoenix. So that might be a good implementation of the skill against final suits. But again, you know, take one more look at that. It's pretty good. It's a good downswing, right? And that was damn near instant too. Also a kickflip. Nice. Oh damn! How many beam sabers is that? Holy shit! One, two, three, four, five, six. Jesus Christ. Okay. O2. So let me look at that into active guard one more time because that was pretty damn fast. Yeah, pretty much instantaneous. Okay, yeah. And as we're looking here, skill, interrupt guard, melee attack recovery can be canceled with a guard action. Thrusters consumption will be immediately increased after taking the guard action with activated skill effect. Again, not sure how that's really going to work out. In practice against some suits that are just going to be immediately trying to melee you afterwards. Because again, you can get stuck. Um, Maybe good for 1v1s where, like, as you saw there against the Phoenix, it might be good for those kind of situations. That's about it I can think of. Where it's like safely, you know, depends on how fast you can get out of it. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, Bane. G first, what's next? G second? Yep. I mean, we still have the gun tank, the one that's like a Loto. 4-star would be its combination mode. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I can see that being 4-star instead. Uh, one of suits better than better be one of the suits better be the Goof and Zaku one. Oh, you're talking about the. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're getting to the next part here, guys. Um, Monumental unit adjustment approaching. Oh, I almost spoiled something there. You probably already saw it, but considering all opinions we had collected so far from several methods such as survey, we are finally ready to make these changes in game, and we do appreciate your patience. We are having around 10 units adjusting every month all the way from the service started, but this time we are balancing 30 mobile suits, which is 3 times as usual. Damn, they put that shit in red. And that's why we call this monumental unit adjustment. Not only doing the math on MS spec and the skill changes, we also add new weapons and specializing a part of weapons to some units. So sharing weapons. Alongside the adjustment, we will relax a bit the requirements for acquisition of these MSs and weapons so that pilots can try this new patch ASAP. Damn. Okay. So yeah, they're reducing the rank limitation and required DP for these suits. Recycle ticket exchangeable units and main weapons. So reducing the number of recycle tickets as well. So damn, okay. So some of these will have to be like expensive suits, I imagine, because if these were just like level 1 fucking 300 suits, those aren't really worth a whole lot. So I mean, let's take a look at yeah, here's a preview of the update down here. Take the chance to grab the units and weapons and test them as much as you can. All right, so first unit here for the preview is the Zagok, a new sub-weapon, the Claw Vice Barrage. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this down so you can get a look. The Claw Vice Beam Barrage. Zagok is excelling in close combat, taking advantage of its high firepower fighting attack. This newly added Claw Vice Beam Barrage will cause staggering at the time of impact, so use that timing as a starting point to connect with a melee attack. This might be a translation error because it says will cause staggering at the time of impact, but usually barrage attacks are, like that implies the rapid fire, right? That's usually stun accumulation. However, this makes it to where the Zagok, if each one of these barrage blasts can stun, if this is rapid fire, first of all, it could just mean barrage, just firing both at the same time, right? But if that means if it's like a rapid fire and it all stuns, that's gonna be really fucking crazy for just. I mean, well, I say crazy, but still pretty good for the Zagok, where you can just get a stun and then follow up with either your claw, regular claw shots attacks, right? Or your melee, of course, stun and melee. That's something the Zagok sort of has trouble with, is that trying to secure that stun to get a stun accumulation to get into a melee. The melee is just fine. The melee you can do a lot of damage, especially if you're rolling this at like 450, right? If you're having the with the level 4, isn't it like level 5 too? I think it's just level 4. Um, so especially for a lot of people. I know something that people complain about a lot with suits like the Zagok and the Hygog and the Zagok E is whenever you're doing your side to side motions, your arms will switch places. You shoot from your left to your right now, and that can fuck up some aiming stuff too. So, I mean, this is a good alternative to that. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Um, yeah, that's all I can say for that. Next suit for the preview is the Rizel. New subweapon, Rizel Beam Rifle Discharge. Rizel designed for frontline maintenance and fire support with its various firearms. The newly added Rizel Beam Rifle Discharge is further enhancing its offensive performance. Although this weapon is a stop and fire weapon, it is relatively powerful and has short illumination time, lower risk to use, and so it can offer pilot a great advantage on the using timing. So the Rizel, honestly, I thought was like not that it was bad. I think it's just, obviously at 600 the way it is now, there's a lot of suits that are just kind of cheesy to play, right? So the Rizel kind of suffers as just being a basically a normal suit at that cost. It really is kind of the definition, just a general unit, right? I didn't think it was that bad, but I mean, hey, they're buffing it, they're giving it this thing now. So yeah, it now has a Jirobi beam, and it's from what it sounds like, it's not a very long Jirobi. It is. They say it's powerful, so maybe I'm gonna guess like 4,000 damage on the Jirobi. Um, Now we don't know if it's gonna be a heavy stagger or a normal stagger, or if it's just gonna be stun accumulation. I imagine it's gonna be a normal stagger because stun accumulation, depending on how fast it's gonna hit somebody, right? Might not be the best thing to have to kind of oh, we're gonna buff this suit and they gave it that, right? Um, we'll have to see. Uh, it might be. I think it's pretty good for the Rizel. Like again, I think the Rizels as a general unit does fine. Um, so this might be just, of course, depending on what else they're going to buff for this suit, it might help the Rizel overall, right? Uh, Meanwhile, the Zagok, because of course the Rizel also has some skills like dodge rolls and shit like that. While the Zagok over here, I think it can still get cheesed, especially at the cost it's at, where you got like at guy Thunderbolts running around. I think the Rizel can still be doable at a cost like 600. But yeah, next preview suit is the Gundam Unit 5. And hey, it gets a new skill. Oh, it gets overfeed. So if you guys don't know, it should be obvious here. The Gundam Unit 5 is the one with the minigun that has to sit still and fire the minigun. This is not the Unit 5, oh man, the BST, which surprisingly the BST doesn't get this as well, but maybe it will. There's 30 suits being touched, right? So yeah, the Unit 5 is getting overfeed. Gundam Unit 5 is a raid unit that specializes in firefighting with the main weapon GO5G Gatling. However, because it's a stop-to-fire weapon, its attacks are easily blocked, and there have been situations in which the Gatling cannot be fully performed. But activating the overfeed skill will make it become more difficult to being staggered while firing the main weapon. If you guys don't know what overfeed is, there are two suits I can think of off the top of my head that have this skill. That is the Zeku Zwei, which is the big Zwei, that big ass motherfucker, and the that gun cannon heavy, the heavy gun cannon, one of those two. Basically, for your whatever ballistic weapon or your ballistic weapons, they will if you press the touchpad, you will whenever you have those weapons out, you will gain shock dampeners. Um, and of course, I believe if you're low on ammo or you're out of ammo, I think you can just press it and then you just instantly reload. So for something this suit can do, it can just sit down, fire at somebody, and just gain shock dampeners. And then, or if it's really low on ammo after getting done firing it, it can just press touchpad and boom, it gets its gets the ammo back, right? I don't remember exactly what its ammo was. It was a lot, right? You're not sitting down shooting 30 shots and reloading, right? So it's pretty decent. I mean, that's something the Unit 5 can struggle with is trying to actually use the minigun effectively, where you're trying to lock somebody down and they just shoot you and stun you, right? So yeah, fair enough skill, I'd say. The question I had to ask is it also going to get a dodge roll? Because that's something the Unit 5 also doesn't have. It doesn't have a dodge roll. So clearly this suit's probably going to get some other stuff too. Um, it is one of those suits that definitely needs some help. I think a lot of people would argue that. But hey, I like that we're seeing some skills that we see on a lot of these higher cost suits that didn't really get a whole lot of use. So I don't know we have the heavy gun cannon, but that's still two suits out of a lot, right? So yeah, this suit's getting overfeed. Cool. And finally, we've got an example of a suit gaining a new weapon. This is the Gem Sniper 2. This would be the seaport, the support. Obviously, the general is the White Dingo, Gem Sniper 2. So yeah, the Gem Sniper 2 will get a new selectable main weapon, the L9 beam rifle, and I believe this is the beam rifle that is on the. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is on the Gem Sniper Custom, right? I want to say, but yeah, the L9 beam rifle. Unless it's something completely different. Maybe this might actually just be a new weapon. But yeah, the L9 beam rifle is a long range ranged beam main weapon. Its symptomatically low heat rate can provide continuous fire support and attacks for allies. The Gem Sniper 2 has multiple ranged main armaments that can be equipped, so pick your choose to fit for coming battle. I think that is enough for now. You'll see the full adjustment in days. So yeah, this support will be getting a just a rapid fire sniper weapon. I again, I don't recall ever using this weapon. Maybe once back in my early days. I didn't really play the Gem Sniper Custom except for the doing the close range builds with it. Um, so I don't even remember if the uncharged version of it can if it stuns or not. However, for how you can build the Gem Sniper Custom or the Gem Sniper 2, my bad, it could get you a lot of damage potential, depending on, right? We'll have to see. And finally, there is a Black Friday campaign, and I guess they just really wanted to show you off the Banshee, and that's because I didn't even say that. As usual, we are having Black Friday campaign this year too. Guess what? We are giving away 4-star Banshee for just logging into GBO2. So this will be like what, the third time they're giving away the Banshee? It is a completely popular unit in game, and come to get it with this event. Yeah, go get it, guys. Look at it. Whoa. Don't forget that we also have the high cost performance 31 token pack for Easy Token 2. What the fuck was that sentence? It'll be on stock from yeah, you get to see it here. Bam, from the 11th to the 12th. Of course you won't let the chance slip away, will you? Damn. They're really trying to goad you guys into it. Last but not least, this update will be applied on the usual middle of the week. Wednesday for some, Thursday for others, right? Um Oh, as we had mentioned in the last dev video letter, GBO2 Winter Festival is scheduled right after the Black Friday campaign. Weekly free supply drop and limited missions, requirement relaxation and recycle counter and DP exchange counter. Blah, blah, blah. Damn, sounds like me right now. Party is just about to start. We will get you more information in the near future, so please give us some time. Thank you for your time, and that's all the developer newsletter. Air is getting cold recently. Stay warm and health. We need your power in the battle, pilot. Development Nakagawa. There we go. Let's get back up to the G-First and let's see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. Sneed. That's the first thing I see is Sneed. Yeah, Sneed. There's not really I just most first year suits to be buffed. Yeah, I agree, Gaguchin. I think a lot of the 1 year as in the first year the game suits need to get buffed. That would be kind of just my dream. Obviously, not a lot of them can be buffed if they're. I'm assuming they're gonna do 30, 10 for each um class. That might not hit all the 1 year war suits, but we'll see. We'll see. And of course, I'm assuming from the way they mentioned that ticket counter, there's gonna be some high cost suits in there too. So again, we'll have to see. Uh, there's not really using it Rizo with the Anksha around as well. Uh, that depends because I'm pretty sure doesn't the Rizo does have a benefit with the downswing with the doesn't it still use the Zeta beam rifle? Or no, I'm mistaken. It still has like a bayonet attack, right? That's still pretty good to have. Uh, I wager that the Anksha is a better aerial unit, right? While I say the Rizo can still be, as I mentioned before, it's fine. Um, it's fine as just a general unit, right? I feel like the Anksha's, the thing it's really good at is just flying around and just being annoying as fuck. I'm not sure I'd say OP. I know a lot of people throw on OP of the Anksha, but I think it's more so annoying than overpowered. And it's mostly just his flight form, right? On ground, it's not really that big of a deal on the ground. It's just it flying around being annoying as fuck. Um, Bazooka overfeed double stun. Oh yeah, that's true. It does have the wait, no, I thought that was that the BST that has the double bazooka. I mean, maybe the original Unit 5 does have the bazooka. There's not really a reason. I mean, oh, I mean, I get you, but I think that's why I said that I think it can still do fine, right? I can understand why they're buffing it because again, like there's a lot of silly, cheesy shit at 600 that I can see why they want to have the Rezo around. It is a pretty good just in terms on paper, right? A good general unit. Um, Pray the Grandpa Gundam is in this unit adjustment. Dude, I just want the Grandpa Gundam to have the perfect Gundam's downswing. Don't give it the stupid fucking going through buffer bullshit, but I think um I think it makes sense to give the grandpa that downswing since the grandpa fucking does it in the first fucking episode. And also give it a reason to use the beam saber over the hyper hammer. I know a lot of people are exclusively almost that a lot of people that play the Grandpa Gundam will just use the hyper hammer because there's almost no flaw to it, right? You can't get countered. Uh, it does a fuck ton of damage. It has range, right? And of course, you can almost confirm into it immediately after a stun. There's almost no way to like avoid it necessarily, basically, right? Um, so I'd like to see them do something with the beam saber portion of the Grandpa Gundam, and of course maybe buff as other ways too, like maybe some skills or whatnot. One of the things I suggested is that if you guys ever watched the first show, something I saw with the Gundam EX has that skill where it's jumping around. I think some of the suits should have that skill. A lot more suits should have the Gundam EX skill. Jumping is not really used that much in this game as a movement tool, um, unless you're a raid trying to jump up to a support nest, right? Um, or you're a specific suit. There are some suits that might use it every now and then, like the Psycho Doga or the Messer. But in terms of just using it alone, you don't really see a lot of people using it. So I like to see some more suits getting that skill. I think Grandpa would use that. If you guys ever watched the first Gundam show, fucking Amuro's jumping around the Gundam like fucking crazy. He's like a grasshopper in that damn thing. Um, Maybe even the higher flight skill. I say flight skill as in the boosting while you're in the air. We definitely see 1 year war suits do that in the show as well. Um, so that'd be really nice to see. But just talking about the grandpa alone, right? A lot of the 1 year war suits should get buffed. But yeah. Completely new weapon. Okay, so it is a completely new weapon. That's actually nice to know. So now that's been answered because again, it looked kind of similar to the Gem Sniper Custom. So now we know that it's not the Gem Sniper Custom beam rifle. This can mean completely anything where They say it's a low heat rate for continuous fire support. This might make it, who knows, on par with the sort in a way like the Just a Team B, especially if he gets that same skill that the Just a Team B has, where if you zoomed in, you could rapidly fire it, and that at 400 cost might be pretty crazy. Mm, man, that would be great if I didn't already have the suit. Referencing the Banshee, yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already have the Banshee, but like maybe you could have gave it something else. Maybe free recycle tickets. Yeah, maybe Delta Kai, Delta Kia, Delta Kia. Delta Kai will get a beam magnum. Maybe because they do mention some suits getting weapons. Do you think some suits are going to get some rework within unit adjustment? Possibility. It depends on like what your definition of a rework is. Unit 5, both normal and BST have single Zook. Unit 4, BST got double Zooks. Okay. There we go. Unit 4, then not Unit 5. I mean, that's something for Overfeed to work with as well. Used up all your bazooka shots. Oh, bam. You have a bazooka that now you have shock dampeners to use the bazooka to get a stun with, right? I wish more units could use hammer. I think the only one I can recall that can use the hammer is the that we see, at least they have it on hand as a weapon, is the gym ground types. I guess technically you can kind of give that to the Gundam ground types as well, but we see the gym ground types having them on hand in 8th MS team. That'd be crazy, like how low cost the gym ground types are, and they get the hyper hammer. That'd be fucking nuts. Jesus Christ. Um, if they're gonna rework some stuff, I like to see them change the Gundam ground type beam rifle because so many suits use that weapon, and so many suits just if they change that and maybe change the skill up change some of the suits that use that as well, that might potentially save some suits like the Slave Wraith. Or I know they buffed the EZ8 a couple of times, so probably buff the EZ8 as well by a great margin, right? Um, Obviously the Gundam ground type itself. Um, so there's potential for just buffing a weapon alone. It's like, oh yeah, hey, the suit's changed now, basically. Um, Jim, I have no idea what you're trying to say there. Jim Lai, Jim Kai. Gramps should get a second melee. I can agree with that as well. I think I mentioned before, giving it the double beam saber melee. It is supposed to be a close combat unit. That way, that can also give reason to use the beam saber. Where you can get a juggle, whereas the hyper hammer might take some time after a melee attack. You can use your single saber, bullshit like that, right? Um, I think I also mentioned that they should have like a grandpa like full spec or final battle fucking version or some shit like that where it has like the beam rifle bazooka fucking you can change between having the beam spear or the beam or double melee sabers, right? And give the hyper hammer, just give it all its fucking weapons. Give it make it to where it has the magnetic coating on so it's faster, bullshit like that, right? Oh, the Jim Kai. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a suit that can get a buff. Slavery should get the skills it had in the simulation battles as a buff. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons they had simulations battles is to or situation battles is to kind of fuck around with the idea of giving some of these suits new skills. So I've heard some suits got some stuff like I think what the Zagok got the got a dodge roll, right. I know the Char's Zagok had it in one of the simulation battles. Um So yeah, I'm interested in knowing like what suits are gonna be affected. Because again, there's 30. That's a that's a lot of suits. I mean, there's over 200 suits in this game, but I'm sure that might be counting a lot of the a lot of the different levels and stuff. But I can probably see a lot of. I just hope a lot of the 1 year war suits get buffed. Like the Gelgoog, like the regular ass Gelgoog, that thing's at 500, and almost nothing about it is like changed. That suit fucking sucks at 500. Even with the like having a level 5 or level 4 fucking Gelgoog beam rifle. That's another thing that needs a buff is the Gelgoog beam rifle. Make that shit faster. They buffed Grandpa's beam rifle back then. They made it way faster than it was. And then like Gelgoog's just still kind of buff that thing. Buff that piece of shit. Why is it at 500? Buff it. What the fuck? What the hell? 4 of them are definitely the ones they showed new weapon skills for. Yep, that's why they're there. I guess I should have said the rest of the 30, but we also don't. I like to know what else is being buffed about these suits. This is just a taste of like, oh yeah, they're getting new stuff, right? So new weapons, new skills, literally a new weapon here. So hopefully we get to see what else they do for these guys. Again, I'm hoping the Unit 5 gets a dodge roll. I mean, fuck, they can probably give resist movement to the gym sniper too. That's another skill they need to experiment with. Like, lower cost resist movement. They've been giving that skill a lot more to supports, and it's been working out for them. It doesn't break the game like some people say it will. Maybe give it the Zagok as well. Well, not resist movement, but a dodge. So yeah, I'm very interested in what else we're gonna get. But yeah, just to recap, anybody that hasn't seen it yet, yeah, we're getting a new MS, the Gundam G-First. Here's a quick little peek at the suit. Get beam rifle, rapid fire beam rifle, get some missiles, stun, stand still, get interrupt melee, basically interrupt guard, I believe that's what the skill is called. Yeah, interrupt guard down here. Melee attack recovery can be canceled with the guard action. I'm not sure how good that skill is going to be. He did fight the Phoenix, so that did allow for the Phoenix not to get a whole lot of damage on the follow up to it, right? But also this fucking counter, he has like 6 beam sabers. Jesus Christ. Uh, I'm afraid of how it might be. If it's gonna be like regular active guard, then there might be situations where you're gonna use it and you're just gonna get stuck because somebody's gonna melee you, and then god damn it, and then you're just gonna be you're just gonna be in stuck in place, and they might just wear down your thruster gauge, right? So, and then yeah, unit adjustments. 30 suits will be adjusted, and we have an example of some suits that get new adjustments like new sub weapons and new skills and just a new weapon in general. We have the Zagok with a new sub weapon. We have the Rizel with a new sub weapon. Gundam Unit 5 getting overfeed, and the Gem Sniper 2 getting a brand new weapon it can select as its main weapon, the L9 beam rifle. And Black Friday campaign, if you log in during the 11th to the 12th, you will get the Banshee. I don't know why I had to sit there because it's clearly the fucking Banshee, not the Norn, the Banshee. And yeah, and this is gonna be on Wednesday for some, Thursday for others, depending on your time zone. Looking like a pretty decent update. And again, they did say adjustments, and that could mean buffs and nerfs, buffs and nerfs, I should say. I'm gonna guess that all of them are gonna be buffs though. Maybe one nerf. We'll see. All right, let's see. Buff Bjarlant, please, my son. He is very sick. Yeah, buff the Bjarlant, the regular Bjarlant. That boy needs some help. Base Gelgoog, Doga, BMG, win. How about they give it some other shit? Make it better. Ifrit Jaeger needs its leg breaking stuff reverted to not being as broken as it is now. Same with Marisai. Well, with the Marisai, it's the weapon that was buffed, right? And they only buffed the weapon because it was the Nightseeker V that needed the buff, right? It's just that the Marisai inadvertently got buffed too because it was the beam rifle, the God, I can't remember the name of it right now. The weapon that they both share, stand still to fire. Because they buffed that, the Marisai, obviously it's people already kind of using it for leg breaking. It's like, oh yeah, they made it even better for doing that. So I think the issue they're gonna run into is if they try to nerf that, then the suit they were trying to buff originally is going to suffer again. I mean, I still don't see people pick it that much, so you could probably use another buff anyway, but depending on who you ask. Um, but yeah, I can agree with maybe the for Jaeger reducing the leg breaking potential. I just want custom parts from 4-star banners in the last 2 years available. I agree. Start handing those out. People need them. Fading. Okay, yeah, fading rifle. Thank you. Well, the prototype technically, but I'm just gonna call it fading for just to get it across. What's your guess for the units that are going to be in the 30 unit adjustment? Because my guess, other than Grandpa Gundam, I think Full Armor Mark II might be there. Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to assume a good portion of 1 year suits are going to be in there, or 1 year war suits. I'm going to guess the Gelgoog, probably the Grandpa. I'll throw in the Full Armor Mark II as well. We did see the Zagok already, the Rizo, Unit 5, and the Gem Sniper 2. I can see maybe the regular Ifrit and give it something a little bit more. But then again, the shotgun's really good. Maybe the gun cannon as well. Not the heavy gun cannon. Maybe the gun cannon too. A lot of those 1 year suits. I already mentioned the Gelgoog. Zaku tank maybe. The regular ad guy. Somebody mentioned the Toad Shredder earlier. Yeah, the Toad Shredder is 650. I'd agree with the Toad Shredder. That thing is, God, trying to use that at current 650, even at 700, is a pain in the ass. Buff the gym card custom because it's 450 unit, one of my favorite gym variants. Yeah, I can see that. I can see the gym card custom. Although I'm pretty sure it's at a lower cost than 450, right? Unless you mean it can be at 450. Make them more available. At least make old custom part and a special drop once a month in their own banner. Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm hoping and praying they finally castrate the Saikamu Gyaradoga. Yeah, that suit, that suit just kind of it's just king of the raids at the moment at its cost. I can potentially see the Young Waven getting touched with a little light nerf because I've seen that thing do really well even at like 700. Content creators eating good Thursday onwards. Yeah, yeah, I can see a lot of people being happy. They're gonna get a whole bunch of videos with the clickbait titles like "Is this suit good now?" kind of shit, right? Obviously, I haven't been making as much videos as I have a while now, so I'm probably not gonna be changing anything anytime soon. Maybe maybe I'll make one video if it's a suit I really like. But I can already see the waves and waves of videos of people making their titles something similar to that degree where is this suit good now or some shit along those lines being the excuse me, sorry, my throat got really dry there. Give Zeta maneuver armor. I don't know about that, but I mean maybe. GBO2 unban me and my addiction is yours. Damn. Okay, Arm. Really trying to. You're not a man of God, I see. Feed my addiction, please. Um, I can see the Zoc, maybe not the Zoc in general, but they could buff the Zoc at 600. The Zoc at actually 550 even. The Zoc at 550 and 600. Jesus Christ, why does it not have damage control? Give that shit damage control. Why does it not have damage control at 600 and 550 when the fucking Saikamu test type Doga exists and the shit at 600 exists? What the fuck? Give Jesta a dodge roll, please. Yeah, I can see that. Other than Unit 5 having overfeeding, you think it's going to get stabilization device skill to compensate its lack of suppression, not being able to withstand instant stun weapons? I think that's what overfeeding is. I think that's why they're implementing overfeed is to put that in for it. They don't have to give it stabilization device. I think the overfeed is just going to be what they're going to put to compensate for that. Um, but again, I mean, we don't know what they're going to give it. We'll have to see. Uh, I feel like narrative 2 or level 2 narrative C packs might need a slight buff, but that's it. I mean, I can still see the B packs maybe getting a touch up. There is only addiction. I want my Zoc buff again. Why the hell isn't? Why does it not have damage control at 600? It's so dumb. Yeah, fucking buff the Zoc and buff the Jawagu while you're at it too. Make me a happy man. And maybe hey, maybe they'll nerf the Thunderbolt At guys. That'd be nice. Or buff the a suit that I think already needs a buff, and I think maybe just skill wise is the Zabi Zaku 2. That one, the Dozel Zabi. There we go. Dozel Zabi Zaku 2. Because that thing, trying to play a thing at high cost is a pain in the fucking ass. Give it a dodge roll at 450, bro. The melee is fine. I would not touch the melee at all for the Dozel Zabi at all. I think skill wise, it needs something. Maybe even just a resistance buff because yeah, that thing exists at a cost where Thunderbolt Ad guys exist, and it's just not a fun suit if you're getting your ass kicked. I mean, I can go for any suit, but I guess that's just mean is that there's a lot of counters against the Dozel Zabi, right? Even suits that aren't the Thunderbolt Ad guys at 300, like there's a whole lot of suits that can break maneuver armor. I think it only stays having maneuver armor level 1 at all the way to 450, which is a dumb, he's stupid. Every support low mid cost, honestly. What do you mean the gun tank 2? Bro, the gun tank 2 is fucking awesome. Yeah, Dom Resonance. I can see the Dom Resonance as well. Everybody's bitching about that suit. Maybe make its downswing larger so it can actually hit people on the ground when they're flat on their back and not only on their side. Um, maybe more close range parts. I gladly give up 1,500 hit point for a custom part that gives the same effect as MA, similar to attack program chip that doesn't cost any slots. Maybe. Give Zeta Gundam and its family tree variants. Leg shock is over level 3. Pinned. Is it the same cost as Goof Heavy Arms, which has 2 stuns and a pocket shotgun? Yeah, again, like I mentioned the Ifrit earlier, like the Ifrit has a shotgun. It has the best shotgun. Has the Xeon shotgun. Ifrit counters it. The as you mentioned, the Goof Heavy Arms counters it. I mean, we already mentioned the Thunderbolt At guys, but just to mention again, the General Thunderbolt At guy literally counters every aspect of the General Zabi. It only has have more stun potential. Like it even has a way for if the Zabi's chasing it, it can just back away using missiles. And because the Zabi Zaku doesn't have force injectors, it either has to stop really early or just eat those fucking mines, right? Um, God bless. Every support? No. Gun Tank 2 does not need another support. Or another support, another buff. That thing is fucking crazy now. It spits out mad fucking damage, like crazy amounts of damage. If you sit still somewhere and you're getting those missiles off, and oh my god, and the machine gun on it too, Jesus Christ, that shit is just getting 1,500 damage on the three missiles and needing the extra what 3K on the cannons. Oh, the 200 damage per shot on the machine gun that has fast firing, and I think it actually has decent stun accumulation as well. I'd be surprised if the Raid Mark V gets buffed, but it makes sense. Yeah, again, like there's a lot of choices I think people would have, and who knows, maybe there'll be some that are like, why did this get buffed? Bro, Mark V needs help hella bad. Couldn't even survive its own native cost. Well, hey, to be fair, that was after a bit, right? It did do fine when it came out, but yeah, obviously now it needs some help. Someone gave Gun Tank 2 a line of crack. I think some guy he really just really loved the Gun Tank 2 because there's some stuff like they gave it balancers. Like no other gun tank has that except for maybe like the Loto. The Loto's not a gun tank, but for some reason they gave the thing that looks the least mobile out of the gun tanks, and they're like, yeah, give that shit balancers because it'd be fucking funny. Hey, I guess it would. I guess it's something I said way back then is that a lot of supports can just have balancers now. I don't know why some supports don't have it, but clearly, some supports would be fine just having balancers now. Um, with how much how crazy these costs are getting. I think they should all make supports a bit faster move speed wise. Also, every day we draw closer to F91 and all those suits, James gun, heavy gun, etc. Um, I would love to have late UC suits, but I had a theory that since they're doing another survey for introducing alt universe suits into Gundam Battle Operation 2. If you guys don't remember the last stream I did for the Burning Gundam or God Gundam, whatever you want to call it, um, since that is coming to GBO2 on PC. We don't know when, but it is coming. Probably going to be end of the year or Christmas. They put out another survey about if players would like to have alt UC, god damn it, I keep want to say alt UC, alt universe stuff in GBO2 on console, and I'm afraid a lot of people are probably going to vote for that now. It's just because it's the burning gun, which it's an awesome suit. If you guys remember my opinion on it, I don't think Gundam Battle version 2 should be alt universe anything, unless it's like UC related, because we already have that in this game and it's UC related. They should save that for Gundam Battle version 3. I feel like we should start getting into late UC stuff, and kind of technically we're already there with the Hathaway's Flash suits, right? So I'd love to see some of these suits that hardly get any love, like you mentioned the James gun. Some of those suits get love again, right? The F90 units, the F91, stuff of that nature. But I'm afraid if we start getting some of these alt UC, oh god damn it, there it goes again. If we start getting these alt universe stuff, we're probably just going to continue having alt universe stuff. Um, it's gonna suck too because I know for damn sure if we're gonna get those alt universe suits, it's always just gonna be the main characters because of the very nature of how they're gonna be implemented into GBO2. It's gonna be like Gundam Online where they kind of want to get the essentials in the game, right? See, if this was Gundam Battle Operation 3, they could go crazy with the suit choices, right? They can add in the fucking everything in between for suits, right? For all universes, but they want to kind of get like the main character suits in, right? But yeah, we'll I'd like to not have as much as I love G Gundam. I fucking love G Gundam. Obviously some people really like all universe stuff. I don't want to have it in GBO2. Save that for GBO3. And then you can balance all around the all universe shit, right? Um, I like to see them move on to late UC stuff because we hardly get some late UC stuff that isn't like Crossbone shit and SD Gundam. What do you think will be some of the suits in the 30 suits being rebalanced? I actually talked about it earlier, Malutron. I can see the Gelgu getting buffed. Something I already mentioned is that um the Dozelzabi Zaku, in my opinion, can probably use a buff. Um, Maybe the regular rat guy. A lot of them are generally going to be like 1 year war suits, or even the first year suits in this game, right? Which would be the 1 year war suits. Uh, anything really like earlier suits, right? Very few of them are going to be like recent suits. That's just me. Um, like it makes no sense. Victory needs love. Yeah. It does not matter who gets buffed. The only thing that matters is to nerf hard, extremely hard, the Demeter and the Engage Yongwaven. Other than that, I don't care about the rest. I agree with the Yongwaven. The Demeter, I'm not sure because apparently people say, I've seen a lot of the beater, the beater, hey Peter. The Demeter is kind of for a lot of people it's kind of half and half. Some people think it's actually like a bad suit. I think it seems like a pretty good suit, but some people seem to struggle using it. Compared to the Yongwaven, I don't know how, but I could. I honestly I can see them nerfing the Yongwaven since that's at 600 while the Demeter is at 650. There's a lot more issues the Demeter has to have fighting the suits at 650 compared to the Yongwaven. Um, but yeah, that's just me. Hi hi. Damn, I hate Last Sun OC designs. I'm fine with them. I don't like them, but I don't hate them. They're okay, right? Although they don't look like something I'd see in in UC 96, to be honest, design wise. No Leo, my beloved. Bro, if they make a Gundam Battle Operation 3, I'd love to have some of the grunt suits. Like we have the Leo, we have the Jin, the Zaku 2, and the Graz, the Graze, whatever you want to call it from IBO. Or the Tyrion from Double O. You get some of those as some of your starter suits, right? If they add non-UC stuff, I hope they add grunts like the Leo Tyrion from Double O. Well, that's why I'm hoping they do a Gundam Battle Operation 3 because Gundam Battle Operation 2, I think they're going to, unless they plan on doing another 10-year run, right? They're probably going to stick to like main character suits, something similar to how Gundam Online was, which I streamed that before on this channel. Pretty fun game. Rest in peace. If Reconquista and G is coming to GBO2, it'll be over. Yeah, if they get some shit series in here. Well, I guess depending on some people, it's already over because Seed is in. But I voted all universe suits, but only every quarter, so we can keep the same vibe, but a little new. Cause what if GBO3 never happens? That is true, but at the same time, again, I think the vibe of GBO2 being heavily UC related, I still think having all universe stuff is just kind of like why, right? That's why I'd appreciate it if they're going to do all universe stuff or alt universe stuff, right? They'd have to do like a bunch of it. It can't just be, hey, here's the Seed main character suit. Here's the G Gundam main character suit, right? It's got to be a lot of suits. You got to take advantage of actually using universe suits, right? Hey, here's some grunt suits. Here's some of the bigger bad suits. The jobber units. And then you also get your main character suits as well. I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that at all because so far we've only had just the main character suits. Granted, it's only been 2 suits so far, but again, I think I'd rather just save that for Gundam Battle Operation 3. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. If anybody else got anything else to say, go ahead and forever hold your peace until I do the next stream. As you notice, I probably haven't been doing a lot of videos. Um, I'm almost kind of pretty much just over for GBO2. I've been doing a little bit of PC play. Um, hey, there's something that the devs can do. They can make the game run better. But hey, maybe I'll do some more videos or something whenever maybe another stream whenever the update comes out. I love hey, you know what? Maybe this Friday I can do a spectator stream just to see like how people are enjoying the new suit buffs, right? So I think that'll be fine, right? Have a spectator stream on Friday. For those that aren't aware, spectator streams were something I did quite often, like almost every Friday. Back when I was still regularly up. Excuse me, something the burp wanted to come up. Every time I was regularly uploading on YouTube, um, it's basically the matches where you can spectator matches, right? You can watch other people play, and I would commentate on it or have friends as well commentating. Um, so I can probably do that again this Friday for the buffs, but or yeah, for the buffs for the update. But either way, I'll go ahead and shove off now. So if you guys enjoy the stream or the news, like it, subscribe if you want to. That's up to you. Um, if anybody's watching this as a video, let me know what suit you think is gonna get buffed. Nice to see. What people think it can be. I mean, we only got 1 day left, but it'd be nice to see whose prediction is gonna be right or wrong. But yeah, they'll go ahead and wrap everything. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye.